everyone, welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new here, welcome. My name is Christy. Today's video is going to be a wear test and review of the Laura Mercier Oil-Free Natural Skin Perfector Tinted Moisturizer. So I'm just gonna start out by telling you a little bit about the product, and then I'm gonna get into the application, and then throughout the day I'm gonna do some check-ins just so that you guys can see how it actually wears and performs throughout the day. So if that sounds interesting to you, stick around and let's get into the video. The shade that I currently have this in is 1C0 Cameo. I am pretty pale right now and most of the time in general, so this is one of the lighter shades. It retails for $47, so it is a little bit on the pricier side, and it is 1.7 fluid ounces of product. On the website, it's described as a soft focus, sheer coverage, demi-matte finish with comfortable shine control. And some of the key ingredients that are listed are licorice root extract, vitamin E, and broad spectrum SPF. I do really like that this does have SPF in it, so I'm gonna start applying it. Just for reference, I previously went in with my oil-free moisturizer for combination skin. This is from Neutrogena, as well as a few spritzes of the Rare Beauty Always an Optimist 4-in-1 Mist. Just for a little bit of freshness and to make sure that my skin is staying moisturized. I do have combination skin, so I do get a little bit more oily, especially on my chin specifically, but I do have a lot of dry patches right now. So that's why I do want to make sure that I'm keeping my face nice and moisturized. So normally I would also go in with my Makeup Forever Shine Control Primer. This is what I use on a daily basis. I'm not going to use it today, only because I want to make sure that we're seeing the true results of the Laura Mercier product. I don't want to use anything that I think could potentially interfere with the formula and results of this one. Then I'm just going to apply this. It does have a little bit of a sunscreen scent to it, so just if that's something that bothers you, that's just something to be aware of. It doesn't particularly bother me, but I know that some people can be a little bit more sensitive to scents. And here's what it looks like on my hand as well, just so you guys can get a better idea of what that shade looks like. And I'm applying it with my hands for a couple of reasons. One is just because it's a tinted moisturizer. The other reason is lately I've actually found that I prefer applying my foundations with my hands. I feel like it gives me a lot more of a natural look. Obviously, I wash them and make sure that they are very clean before doing so. I have tried sponges and brushes in the past, and I do enjoy them with certain products, but this is, for right now, my preferred method. I'm just gonna see if I can build up some of the spots that have a little bit more redness. This is what it looks like after the initial application. I'm gonna zoom you guys in a little bit closer just so you can see what we've got going on. So obviously, like I said earlier, this is more of a sheer light coverage product. So if you're looking for more of full coverage, you're not necessarily gonna get that. I have a few little blemishes around on my chin. So you can see those are not completely covered. I will need to go in with a little bit of concealer, which I would normally do anyways. And then it did kind of even out a lot of the redness that I have. It is a really nice natural finish. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm going to go ahead and finish up my makeup. I'll wear it throughout the day and I'll let you guys know how it goes. On the Laura Mercier website, it does say for extended wear, you can follow it up with the translucent loose setting powder. I actually do have that. What I'm going to do to test this is on the right half of my face, I'm going to set it with the powder, and then on the left side of my face, I'm going to leave it as is so that we can see what kind of a difference that makes throughout the day. And normally I would go in with my setting spray as well, but for the sake of getting the best and most accurate wear test results, I am not going to do that. So I have officially set this half of my face with the translucent powder, and I'm going to finish the rest of my makeup and then I'll be right back. Hello friends, I am back. So my makeup is complete. I just added a little bit of blush, highlighter, did my eyebrows, all that fun stuff. Like I mentioned earlier, I stayed away from any powder on this side as well as any setting spray. I did go in with a little bit of concealer underneath my eyes and then just a little bit as a spot treatment. That being said, I did very minimal concealer. Usually I would do way more. So it shouldn't really impact the results at all. Just trying to keep it as natural as possible for this video. So I do want to give you guys one more really good close-up now that my makeup is done so that you can kind of see what it looks like. It is currently 1:37, so I'm gonna try to keep this on for about 8 hours. I applied the actual tinted moisturizer itself around 1:15 or so. An 8-hour check-in will be around 9:15, but I am gonna try to check in with you guys 1 or 2 times before then as well. Looking at it right now, it looks pretty good. The only problem area that I'm really seeing right now is I have a dry patch right here and I feel like it's not really doing me any favors in that spot. If anything, I feel like it's actually highlighting it a little bit more, which is not my favorite. But other than that, it looks really good. So far, it seems like a really great product, especially for summer. That being said, I am going to continue with my day and then I will check in with you guys a little bit later. So it's been like 5 seconds, but I did really quickly want to show you what it looks like in the natural daylight since it did finally stop raining. So I'm currently here for a check-in. It is now going on almost 6:30, so we're a little over halfway. So far, I think that my makeup looks really good. I feel like it has been holding up pretty well. I have been outside a little bit in the humidity and I haven't had major issues with that at all. I also don't really seem to notice too big of a difference between both sides of my face. So if you remember, this half had the setting powder. As far as what they look like, I feel like they're pretty comparable, a little bit glowy, nothing like too greasy or shiny. The only thing that I noticed is the side with the powder definitely feels a lot more matte, whereas this side is a little bit more sticky or tacky, I guess you could say. So I do feel a little bit more stickiness on this side just with the product since it didn't have the powder. But overall, I think it's looking pretty good so far. I'll bring you in a little bit closer. I don't know how well you guys can see, but it is starting to crease just a little bit around my smile lines. Nothing super noticeable at all. And then obviously this dryness is still a little bit highlighted there, but honestly not a huge deal to me. I usually have that problem with most products when I do have dryness, so nothing super surprising to me. So yeah, it's been looking really good. I actually feel like it has looked progressively better throughout the day, especially like an hour or 2 in, it really started to look even better than I think it did when I originally applied it, which is, I think that's a good sign. I'm just gonna continue on and then I will do a final check-in with you guys in a few hours. I am back for the final check-in of the night. It is currently 9:12, so we are just now hitting the 8-hour mark. I'm just gonna zoom you guys in really close so that you can see what we've got going on, and then I will give you my final thoughts. I'm feeling pretty similar to how I felt earlier in the day when I did the check-in. Overall, for a tinted moisturizer at 8 hours, I think it looks pretty good. Still really the only major problem area that I'm seeing is just around my mouth, and I'll show you more closely in a second what I'm talking about. But other than that, everything else is looking really good. I don't see too much of a difference between the powdered side and the not powdered side. The side without the powder was a lot more sticky and it did look a lot more dewy versus the other side, but then throughout the day I feel like they pretty much evened out for the most part. And overall I think that it wore really nicely. I don't think that it looks super oily or greasy or anything like that. It's more so just a very natural, dewy look. So I do definitely like that it looks a lot like skin. I did start to see a little bit more redness peeking throughout the day, just I'm sure as the product naturally wore off a little bit, but the good thing thing with this product is that since it is such a natural finish, if it does smudge off in an area, it's not super noticeable. The spots that I felt like were bunching up and clinging to dry spots, that kind of progressed a little bit more throughout the day. Nothing super dramatic. I don't think you would really see it unless you were up pretty close to my face, but looking in the mirror, it is something that was bothering me a little bit, and then I can tell it definitely rubbed off on my chin, but that's a given. I knew that was going to happen. That happens with like 99% of foundations and products that I use. That is just my trouble area, is right here on my chin. I don't know why. It's really not even my full T-zone as much as it is just like this spot. It just doesn't want to cooperate, and you can definitely tell that this is not a full coverage foundation. Like you can see, I am human. I have some really cute acne spots peeking through here and there, but if that's not something that bothers you, I think we're all beautiful with or without acne. But I can completely understand should you want to wear a little bit more of a full covered foundation. All right, so my final thoughts after this wear test. I definitely recommend trying out this product if you are looking for a tinted moisturizer for a couple of reasons. One, overall, I do feel like for the amount of time that I had it on for, it wore pretty nicely throughout the day. I did do some activities too. I ran some errands and I was outside in the humidity, and I just finished up yoga a little bit ago. Another thing that I really like about this product is that it is kind of an all-in-one thing. So that's pretty nice, especially if you are kind of on the go or you need something quickly, if you're just around the house or need to run errands or you're going to the beach. If you just need something convenient, this is definitely convenient. You get the moisturizer, you get the SPF. It's SPF 20. And I actually just noticed that the directions on the back of this say reapply at least every 2 hours. For sunscreen use, apply liberally 15 minutes before sun exposure and use a water-resistant sunscreen if swimming or sweating. There are also other sun protection measures included on this bottle as well. So definitely be good to add additional sunscreen to this. Definitely make sure that you are protecting yourself with sunscreen. Based on that direction to reapply every 2 hours, this held up pretty well. I would also recommend it if you are looking for a very natural finish. I do feel as though it looks very skin-like. It's not something where you can look at it and necessarily tell that somebody has a bunch of foundation or product on their face, so it is very natural. Overall, for it being a tinted moisturizer with a lighter coverage to it, I think that it lasted well for the amount of time that I wore it for. I can say that this is definitely a product that I will use in the future and will continue to reuse. I wouldn't say that it's necessarily a new holy grail for me, but I do see myself coming back to it and using it when I'm just running errands or around the house or going to the beach, or if I just want a little bit of a lighter coverage natural day. Definitely recommend, if you're in the market for a tinted moisturizer, at least checking this one out and giving it a try. I know this says that it is a tinted moisturizer, but if you do have dry skin, I would definitely recommend using a moisturizer in combination with this product, just because of the problems that I was having with a little bit of the cleaniness. So that pretty much wraps up my thoughts on this product. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope that you found this helpful. Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell so that you do get notified when I'm posting new content. Thank you guys again for sticking around. I will see you guys soon.